You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the February 21st, 2024 meeting of the Michigan City Parks and Recreation Board. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good evening and welcome to the Michigan City Park Board meeting for Wednesday, February 21st. If you would rise and repeat the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Will, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Freeze.
Here.
Mr. Glidden.
Here.
Mr. Hoffman.
Here. We have received the minutes from the previous meeting of February 7th and an opportunity to go over them. Are there any corrections or additions to those minutes? If not, do we have a motion to accept them?
I would move that we accept the minutes for the previous meeting.
I'll second that, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Do we have any project updates?
Just one on the old bandstand. The work is going very quickly. I apologize. Update on the old bandstand preservation project. The work is moving along very quickly. I think they will finish way before schedule, and we'll be going out there on Tuesday for a site visit. So I'll keep the board posted. We haven't been able to go inside the bubble because it's encapsulated while they were doing the lead paint removal. So we're excited to go see how much progress has been done.
Thank you. Is there anything else? Old business?
There is no old business now.
Table business?
No table business.
All right, we'll move on to new business. Item A, Haas and Associate proposal for Millennium Plaza Fountain assessment study.
Yes, just to remind the board, Millennium Plaza's fountain is in a failing condition right now. So we've done some work and some assessments of the fountain. At this point, we'd like to hire Haas and Associates to give us a professional assessment and two options, either demolishing the fountain and just paving in the area in the plaza, giving us more space for programming, or a complete rehab, which we think is going to be very expensive. But without the assessment, we don't know which direction to go. So Tim is here tonight. If you have any questions, we do have the funding for this and approval of the city controller to move forward.
I just have one question. I don't remember the year, but we had dedicated that fountain to Roger McKee. Have we given any consideration to how we could keep some type of memorial to it?
So we have, if the fountain is rehabbed, we won't have that issue. If demolition is what the city decides to move forward with, then we will meet with Bob McKee and the McKee family to do some other type of a dedication in that area. But yes, we have considered it.
Thank you. I think that's all the questions I have. Any questions from the board?
I was going to have the same question,
No. Okay.
Mr. President.
Any questions from the public? Any questions for Tim? He's standing over there patiently waiting for us to fire questions at him. I don't think there are any. Okay, hearing none, seeing no questions, do we have a motion to accept the Haas Associate proposal for Millennium Plaza Fountain assessment study?
I would move that we accept the proposal from the Haas and Associates for the Millennium Plaza Fountain study.
I will second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you for coming. Item B is J&B West construction agreement for Zoo World's Wonder exhibit, the shed roof for said item.
Mr. President, items B, C, D, and E are all our standard
Right.
construction agreements. They're all for small projects at the zoo. All four of them have been reviewed and approved by our attorney and also our insurance carrier. If you'd like, you could take them all as one item for approval or separately.
Together.
Would you say that again, please, Shannon? I was reading.
Yeah, so all four of the next contracts on your agenda, items B through E, are standard construction agreements. All four have been approved by our attorney and our insurance carrier. So you can make one motion to approve the four, or if the board desires, you can approve them one by one.
Yeah. Questions from the board?
Not on the board, but
Questions from the public?
I got a question.
Oh, right. Yeah. go ahead.
Do we have costs? 'Cause I'm looking through the paperwork and I'm trying to see, I see a couple of numbers in here. Do we have costs of these?
Yeah.
Going down. Yeah, I
So
see
the
it.
cost of the Worlds of Wonder exhibit roof is $2,571.01. The goat shed roof is $2,499.19. Feed barn roof is $5,157.58. And the wolf exhibit fencing and gate is $8,114.
It was what, 8,000? So-
$8,114.
So we're looking at 18,328. Okay. And the funding is there.
Correct.
Any questions on any of these, B, C, D, or E?
I just want to make sure you did say the funding was there, correct, ma'am?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think I have any notes to look at. No. Anything from the public? Do we have a motion then to accept the items B, C, D, and E?
I have a motion to accept B, C, D, and E as described previously.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Our next item of business is the 2024 Pride Fest license agreement. And you may have noticed that there was a couple typos, but that has been corrected in our final form that we have. It had to do with the spelling of a name. Any questions?
Just a quick report, please.
Sure.
Just for the new members on the board, this is a return event. It's held at the Guy Foreman Amphitheater. This year's date is Saturday, June 15th, 2024. It's a very successful event. I've been to it several times. They're a great group to work with. They leave the premises great, so I would highly recommend that Park Board approve it for the 2024 event.
Just as another comment, indeed it was, and I'm sure it'll be the same. I have one question, Shannon, on the the request for parking. How, I don't recall what we did last year.
So with all of our major events in Washington Park, the promoters and volunteers of the event are issued free parking passes. Spectators pay the daily rate if they don't have a sticker.
But there's no limit on the number of promoter or workers, or are you talking promoter, you're talking about like the the food trucks and stuff like
Talking
that?
about all of the vendors, all of the volunteers, they all, if they don't have a park sticker, they can
Okay.
request a park pass.
All right,
Most of our events, a large event like this probably averages 20 parking passes that we give out, because a lot of the volunteers are local, so they already have a sticker.
okay.
Mm.
Any other questions?
And I think we've done that for as well, Ms. Shannon. You know, in the past, I remember in the past when there were events and there were the volunteers for the events, they were able to come through
Yeah, that's actually part of it. It's,
for the time of the event.
yeah, it's listed in the contract.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want to ask your volunteers to Pay to come
Pay,
and
yeah.
volunteer.
Pay and we won't pay you.
Pay.
Any comments from the public?
Well, I have one question.
Okay.
I was just, and it was just curiosity. It says a fashion show here. And I think you had done the fashion show before. That was the same. Is it the same one that you had done last year? Or okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any do you always word it as a fashion show or
Yep.
Yeah.
First year that's happened.
since the first year?
Yes.
And what year is this one?
This will be so many there.
Yeah, if you don't, yeah. don't-
I'm loud.
No, that's, but just in case, so that way, whoever, yeah.
Julie Geyer, 2214 Maple Street. This will be our 6th year,
Okay,
and it gets bigger every single year. We had over 5,000 attendees last year.
Okay.
I don't know how that compares to other events at the park, but it is large. We had over 58 community booths. We had 7 food trucks, and every single person that's there that is a community booth or a food truck asked when is it next year? Like they want the date immediately. One of our food trucks, he sold more our day from 1 to 8 than he did in a 3-day event the previous weekend. Everyone loves the event, so we hope it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
and the only reason why I was asking the
No,
question is,
you-
I saw, and it's worded great, you know. You had also talked about security and even fire security. The event that maybe somebody may come in who does not.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
So we hire police officers.
Okay.
And we're lucky to have a former police officer on our board over here, Sue Harrison. So they do a great job of knowing the event is happening. The only problem we've ever had in 5 years were a protester. And then last year we had, unfortunately, some guy who goes to all the events and wears a very large firearm and walks around and just to scare people. But the beach patrol came out and on duty officers came and we hire people also. So I feel very secure being there. I hope every attendee also feels the exact, Shane's been there. Like I hope everybody feels as safe as we do being there.
Okay. Now, would this be open for children as well?
Mhm.
Okay. Is there any issue that ever occurs with children being there?
No.
With children?
Like
Sure.
any specific, like any
Yeah,
questions?
it was just, you know, I know other states may have mentioned problems with that. And I don't think Indiana mentions anything
In what?
as far as like.
Not being
other
allowed?
states were trying to
I
say,
know what
yeah,
you're trying to
as
say.
far as when it comes to children.
No,
When it comes to
as
children.
far as I know,
Not
Indiana
only-
doesn't have anything
Won't
like
do
that.
Okay.
We have an entire area
Mhm.
for children to play games and make things and just enjoy time being out in the park with people. We've never had an issue with anybody saying, why is their child here? And a lot of families from surrounding communities and ours are happy that there is an event where their kid can go and feel perfectly safe being who they are.
That's all. Yes.
I guess that an advantage over Roscoe. We covered this last year and I perhaps was negligent in assuming it was going to be the same and you explained it is. But those are all good questions. And I, again, assume the answers were going to be the same as they were last year.
I'm happy to talk about it whenever you want to.
Yeah, no, that, I didn't have any questions. I did last year, but not this year.
I hope everybody comes. I mean, it's just a really great day.
Anybody else from the public have a comment? Well, hearing none.
Oh,
Yes. Oh, Brian?
This event has been going on for all these years. I would just like to see you guys come back, like even right now, and just give an update on how things went.
Okay.
And you know, just to it's going well. I've been down there and people all over the place. I think it'll just be good publicity for the event. Come down and talk about all the good things you got going on down there. So we'll do that on a yearly basis when you come back to renew. Just talk about how it went the previous year.
Maybe we'll renew earlier so we can be like, it's September, here's what just happened.
That wouldn't be all bad either.
No, we need July off after planning an event this large, so we all take a little break from seeing each other and talking to each other about an event, and we start pretty quickly back up and running. So yeah, that wouldn't be a problem at all.
Thank you for the question, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions, comments? Thank you for.
You're welcome.
Do we have a motion to accept the 2024 Pride Fest license agreement?
I would move that we accept the 2024 Pride Fest license agreement.
Have a second?
Yeah.
Did you second?
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on the fashion show one with the show. Yeah. I just want to be open. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to second it.
Okay,
Okay,
I will second.
okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have a memorandum of understanding between the Michigan City Park and Recreation Department and the Wolves Soccer Club.
Yeah, this is a renewed MOU, memorandum of understanding with the soccer club, just for them to use the soccer field at Patriot Park, and kind of gives them first rights to use it over anybody else that wants to use it. I think the only thing that was added from last year to this year, they're planning on adding one travel soccer team to their organization, which will cause them to play Sunday morning game, 4 Sunday morning games. So that's the only thing that was added.
Is there anybody here from the club?
No, sir.
I was out there last year and they do a very good job. It's very well run. I just wish someone was here to talk about parking,
Yeah,
and how bad it is to my witness.
that's what I was gonna say as well too, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we all know that parking is an issue out there, and we're always working to try to find better solutions. We just haven't found the perfect one yet, or the money to completely fix it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, the question of my kids play on this soccer, and I'll say it is a great a great club. You know, the kids love it. The kids enjoy it. It is well organized, and I'm all for it. I think it's great. The only concern I had was, and that's what same thing you said, Mr. Glenn, is for the parking. That I got stuck one time. Yeah, and it's because really it was my fault. I had ball tires. Yeah, so I blame Roscoe.
I would
100%.
admit to that.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't wait. No, strike that from the record.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other comments? I guess there's none from the public. Well, do we have a motion then to accept this memorandum of understanding between the Wolves Soccer Club and the Park Department?
I would move that we accept the 2024 Wolves Soccer Club memo of understanding.
Not second that, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We also have another MOU with the for 2024, the Trail Creek Parks baseball.
Yeah, so earlier we had reported that we will not be using Trail Creek's ball fields this year. We're moving our programming to Gardena. However, there's been some interest in our girls softball program, which we haven't had in many, many years because we just don't have enough girls to make up a team. So we're just trying to be proactive, get this MOU in place in case we do have that additional league. We can spill some of our programming back into the fields at Trail Creek. I don't think we're going to need it, but again, I'd rather be proactive and have it in place. And we'll definitely keep Trail Creek posted. They're a great partner, so they're willing to work with us again this year if need be.
Would Mr. Volts, would his crew be responsible for the spraying of, I know this is going to be spray or treat the fields?
They
Or-
would be in charge of maintenance if we move to Trail Creek, and then we would also pick up the extra expense of the porta pots out there.
Okay, but we wouldn't have to get specialists like we have for the golf course?
No,
Okay,
simple field maintenance, not simple, simpler than golf course maintenance.
any comments from the board? Comments from any of the public? Excuse me. Do we have a motion then to accept the 2024 memorandum of understanding with Trail Creek Parks for baseball?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the memorandum of understanding for the 2024 Trail Creek Parks for baseball.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Our next item of business is the St. Andrew consignment agreement. And in parentheses, you can see it says golf.
Yes, so we're taking merchandise in-house this year. This is in my report later, but I'll report it now. We did go to the city council last night to request a $75,000 additional appropriation into our budget to purchase merchandise. We think that bringing it in-house will be much more profitable than using a consignment agreement. However, at the end of the year, we've got consignment merchandise left over that has our logo on it. So in all fairness to St. Andrews, who did a great job serving our course last year, golf manager Marty Neiman negotiated a reduced rate of taking that inventory on. The value of it's about $6,200. So the agreement allows us to sell the merchandise, keep the profit, but St. Andrews is knocking 25% off of the cost for the first 30 days, 60 days. And if it doesn't sell within 60 days, they'll knock 50% off of their cost for an additional 30. So we can deeply discount this merchandise and make some money off of it. So I appreciate your negotiating skills there. I think it's a fair deal on both sides. And I would recommend that the park board approves it. And by the way, St. Andrews has also approved it and signed off on it.
I have one question, and I just don't understand why it's only 3 months from March to June. Is it set when most of the stuff is bought, or?
Because if it didn't sell last year, and if it doesn't sell, in 90 days, we don't want to be stuck with it
Okay,
because we can't sell it, we can't sell it.
right. I just wondered why it was only 90 days.
We're just trying to get rid of the inventory, and if we can.
Well.
Oh, I just got talking to, we're just trying to get rid of the inventory, and if we can't, then it all goes back to St. Andrews, and we'll move forward with our own,
Okay,
doing it on our own.
thank you. Any other questions?
And this was mentioned at the last meeting, I remember. Correct, yeah,
Yeah.
because we were talking, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you had mentioned taking it to the council and then coming back here.
Marty, you have anything to add? Okay. Do we have a motion to accept the St. Andrew consignment agreement as printed?
I'd make a motion to accept the St. Andrews consignment agreement as printed.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Our next item, hop to the park. I was reading through that and I wonder what the age limit is. That sounds like fun. I can't hop anymore though. I have to have a hop crawl.
Yeah, so myself and Kayla, our rec coordinator, just wanted to add to the Easter festivities, I guess you could say. So we came up with this arts and crafts Easter event, and it's aimed at elementary school age, but the young at heart are more than welcome. Anybody can come. It's just something to do, a fun time, the Sunday before before Easter. Come out and do something.
I think it's a great idea. I really don't have any questions about this. Anybody else on the board have a question?
No.
Well, perhaps the expenses, did I miss it, or how will these, the 1,085? Where will that come from?
So the 1,085 will fund must
The recreation fund.
yeah, the 1,085 will come out of the recreation fund. Mostly we are working with, it says here that we're working with a group. They've been having holiday parties for the last year and a half, I'd say. But when I asked them what they want to be called, they said we don't want to be recognized. We just want
Oh,
the city to do stuff. So
okay.
Yeah, so there's a potential that
that we,
most or all of that would get
well, we
donated.
won't have to pay probably any of it, but we're ready to assume the whole thing
That's a
if it falls through.
nice gesture on Mr. X anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like fun. Any other questions about Hop to the Park? A motion to accept the event Hop to the Park on Sunday, March 24th.
Take two. Motion to accept the Hop to the Park event, 2024.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have a 2024 murder mystery dinner. We
Yeah.
have the information here.
Yeah, so again, the city hasn't had recreation for a while, so this is just an event for people to come out and do. Me and my family went to a murder mystery dinner a few years back, and I didn't want to go, and I had a great time while I was there. So when this kind of came up across my screen, I thought it was something real fun that I could bring to Michigan City, that if it goes over well, we can keep bringing back year after year. Maybe turn it into a fundraising event down the line somewhere once it catches on a little bit. But yeah, we plan on having it at Memorial Hall down in the basement. So it's kind of a dreary setting right now. I'm working with the company, the murder mystery company on the right. They have 11 different themed murder mysteries, and we're trying to pick the right one for the occasion. Yeah, and they're really flexible on how many pre-sale tickets we have to the different package that we can get. So I know the venue that we have only holds so much, but there's room for some growth going down the line.
Any questions?
They serve the alcohol and they provide the food.
So no, this was the first event package I put together, and you know, my wonderful boss let me know that I left some things out of here. But there will be open bar there, not an open bar, cash bar there, and food, a vendor that I have to hire to bring in the food and everything. But it will all be there. It'll be a full event for adults, 18 and up.
Yeah.
18.
So when you're talking about it, is this plated or is this buffet?
It's probably gonna be buffet style.
Buffet style?
Yeah.
Okay. I had been to one, so this was probably about 10 years ago. There was one in LaPorte. There's a business here in Michigan City, Dunebrook.
Yeah.
They had a murder mystery that they were doing at Little Theater.
Mm-hmm.
It was packed.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it, and they were waiting for the one next year. After the show, everybody asked, "When's it happening next year?" It was that wonderful. I was actually one of the guys who acted in there, and I didn't come back the next year, but only to act. But I came back the next year to enjoy it. Yeah, I had to. It was absolutely wonderful. I think this is a great idea.
I do think it's something that can grow. Once people realize what it is, it can grow and turn into something special. Andy would have been.
Yeah, I was part of one. My character was killed, so I never came back. Anyhow, it was fun. And the attendance was great. It's really, I think, makes a nice evening.
Mm-hmm.
Should we table this until you get everything printed up, or just?
I think the board should probably approve this in concept so he can continue
Okay. Yeah.
to hammer out the details.
Yeah, so part of the reason I brought it so early was because I needed approval to get the actors for the dinner scheduled. And I can plan. That's kind of the same thing with the princess brunch that's coming up next. I need to schedule my princesses so they're available on my day so I can continue to plan. So yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea. So
Yeah.
I would move that we approve the concept of the 2024 murder mystery dinner.
I would second that, sir.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And we've already been told about the princess brunch being next, and it is.
Yeah, so same premise. This is a princess brunch that right now is planned to be had at the senior center, but we're in talks about moving it over to Barker Mansion possibly. We have 4 Disney princesses that'll be coming in. They'll have a grand intro and a small like story segment. All 4 come through that way, and then they'll kind of split up into different backgrounds that the company brings out where the kids can go take pictures with the different princesses. We decided just to add the little brunch in there because little girls and their dresses with their teacups and little sandwiches would be real cute, you know? So again, that's the concept that we have, and I'm asking for approval of the concept so I can book the princesses for the day.
Questions?
I just had a comment. I love you stating the Disney experience to Michigan City.
Mhm.
You know, I took my kids to Disney one time. One time, Will. Yeah.
Can't afford to
And
go.
you're still paying?
Yeah.
Gotta take out a loan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I had to sell Will's car in order to go.
So I got nothing.
No, but I think it's great, you know, bringing that it's the same thing with the one before.
Right.
But this is something that we didn't have here, you know, so it's not even though we are at times we may be recreating something that happened in the past. This is something that we've never done here. That is, is there anybody around us who is doing this?
I think Valpo does.
Valpo does it?
Princess Tea, but I don't think they do it.
They do a princess tea, but it's not. Yeah.
Like this.
No,
Yeah.
no. I don't, because I've been to that one and it's not like a Disney princess thing. Yeah. So when you're talking about that Disney princess, is it going to be like, are there going to be stations? You probably haven't set it up.
No, I haven't, and it's planned for September.
Yes, sir.
But the way we talked about it is they would come in, however we have it staged, they will come down, make a grand entrance, come to the front, do their intro and tell the story background, or however they're supposed to have story time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not usually 4 princesses that come through at once. And I figured
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be a bigger event for a lot of kids, so I needed more than one princess to try to take pictures with. So we came up with this in the price line, and they'll have 4 different backgrounds off to the side where they have like a station where the kids can go like Belle, Cinderella, you know, Tiana, Moana, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just but like really, yeah.
5-year-old, of course, 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah. Just mixing all 4 of them
Right.
into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could, you know, and make your own story.
Right, exactly.
Really, you know, we can make a story that's specific to Michigan City.
Yeah.
And mixing all 4 of them, I think it would be, yeah.
It'd be good.
Yeah, I've got 3 princesses, one who tells me my name is Princess. Yeah.
Yeah, so you understand.
Yes, sir.
What would be the age group that you'd be looking at?
Our senior center director was coming. She said this morning that she was a princess and she would be in attendance.
Oh, Tara.
3 to 60.
And talking about I'm sorry. Sir.
Yeah, that's all right. Go ahead.
You're talking about who in attendance. You're saying 15 per person. That's regardless of the age.
Yeah, just
Okay.
for like food and still paying.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yep, Brian.
Not a question, more of a comment. I thought that was cute how you knew all the princess names.
My daughter would be real mad if I didn't.
Yeah, that reminds me when I was young, when years ago, I knew like every song to the Jungle Book and the Lion King. And that was that time when all that stuff was coming out. So I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
You got some points. I hope she's watching.
She better be getting ready. I was only 550. She all right.
Any other comments? Comments from the public? Do we have a motion then to accept this in concept with giving Will time to work out the details?
I would move that we accept the 2024 Princess Brunch concept and allow Will to move forward.
I would second that motion.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Report of officers, superintendent's report. Shannon?
Yes, thank you. First of all, I'd like to report that Will and Pat and I and the city event team has met with the CVB twice already to discuss the upcoming Great Lakes Grand Prix and the Aqua X jet ski races. So we've got a really early start in the planning stages this year. Last week, I attended a meeting with Mayor Angie, the harbor master, and the city planner, the NIPSCO's public affairs team. So they gave us a short presentation on the decommissioning of the NIPSCO plant in Michigan City and kind of asked for different visions of what that might look like over the next 5 to 10 years. They didn't really give us any specifics about what their vision or plan was. They're still in the planning process, but I appreciated the fact that they called us in and asked us, what is it that the city's looking to do with this property if and when it becomes available? Our employee evaluations are underway. They'll be completed by the end of the first quarter. Our maintenance director and zoo director both brought up drone issues to me recently. So last summer, and I think the summer before as well, we're starting to have problems with private drone owners flying them over our zoo, agitating our animals, getting close to our park patrons that are having picnics or have their kids down there at the beach. And it's starting to be problematic. So I did send a request into our city attorney this week to see if the city could pass some type of an ordinance. Jamie provided some ordinances from other communities. I think Denver had the best written policy for their park and zoos. So the city's investigating that. I want it to be an ordinance so it has some teeth. If we make it a park rule, it's just a rule. The police can't enforce it. There's no ticketing. So I'll keep the board posted on what the attorney's office finds out as they investigate. Mayor Angie has asked the council to approve funding for, and they have, starting a new workforce development internship program in the city. So the park department can put in requests for interns for the summer. The pay is from $17 to $22 an hour, depending on where they're at in their school career. So we have a couple of ideas. This is a great opportunity for us to get some planning and designing and engineering projects done at no cost to our department, as it's paid through the city. So just to throw out, one of the projects we're looking at is the public outreach and the design and engineering of Oak Hills Playground. We do have $100,000 in our capital budget this year, which isn't enough, but I'm pretty confident we can get CBDG dollars in October. So if we were to have an intern come in and run the whole public input process with Bryant, you're very familiar with how many times we go out in the community and how much time that takes to do the surveys and find out what the neighborhood wants. This would be a perfect project for that intern. Another piece of that internship is they have to do 4 leadership classes, which the mayor will line up. So that's another great opportunity for them to advance their careers while they're in Michigan City. So we're really excited about that. I thank the mayor for having that vision. She's thinking about 25, and I think we're probably could still 10 of them. We have that many great projects. We'll see where that goes. And then I have a short slide presentation. First of all, I want to thank Pat Volter, our maintenance director. He's constantly looking at innovative ways for our department to save time, resources, and money. So they recently completed hooking up the maintenance shop to the city sanitary sewer. They did it in-house. As you can see from the photos, it's a very large project. It was completed and inspected by the sanitary district and passed inspection on February 9th. This project saved our department over $30,000. Had we had to contract with sanitary districts, so kudos to Pat taking on something this big, and we'll buy you something pretty for $30,000. Next slide, please. The senior center remodeling project has been completed. If you haven't been down there, it's just amazing what a difference it made moving those offices and opening up that view shed to Lake Michigan and the dunes. There will be a ribbon cutting ceremony announced in the near future. You'll all be invited to that, and I'll keep you posted. Our Pantries in the Park food drive. We are doing a department versus city department food challenge. The mayor's laid down the gauntlet, but if you look on the right-hand slide, I'm pretty sure we're gonna win. That's just our department in less than 2 weeks. So it's a 2-week food drive. This is going to be used to stock our pantries. So just a little fun city competition that benefits our neighborhoods and our parks. And finally, the Fetters Alley Playground design is coming along nicely. Our site investigation and our conceptual designs are 100% complete. We're working on our construction documents at this time. Simultaneously, we'll be fundraising to get the rest of our budget. And then once the budget's secured, we'll go into bidding and negotiations, and then construction, which I'm hoping will happen early in 2025. That's a sneak peek of what the playground's going to look like. But I would like to show you a short video that actually walks you through it and gives you a real idea of what this is going to be. This is pretty much the final design. There might be some tweaks along the way, but this will be our final product. Before I move on, any questions about Veterans Alley?
Just a comment, that's awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
So, the video is going to be, I think, very productive in helping us sell this project. I think it's hard for people to picture when we're just explaining these flat drawings. This is the first time the Park Department has done an actual video like this, but I think it really tells the story in a short amount of time. So great job to Hitchcock Design Group. Moving on to golf, I'd like to report that we have hired.
I had a question for you, Shannon. I'm sorry. Now, when you were leading into the presentation, you said the funding is secure. Did I hear that right?
So we've got $2 million secured through the city of
Right.
Michigan City. We're waiting for the community program that we applied for through Congressman Mervan's office. That was for an additional $1 million. We did apply for Health Foundation of LaPorte, their grant in January. We put in a letter of interest for $1 million. We were not invited to apply again. So we're looking for other options for grant funding, and then fundraising will be the rest.
Okay.
Any other questions on Butters? Okay, so I would like to report, at your last meeting, you guys approved a job description for a seasonal assistant golf manager. We have hired that person, so we welcome Allie Mellon to our team. She's a graduate of the Kelly School of Business at IUPUI, an avid golfer, and she also worked in retail management. So she has like all the skills that we need to take our golf course up to another level, bring our merchandising in-house, increase profitability in our concession stands. So welcome, Allie. We're all happy to have her on board. Golf manager Marty Neiman is doing a facelift right now to the pro shop. So he's putting in new carpeting, looking at a new counter system, and painting it. So that'll be a nice facelift for when we open this spring. Lastly, I already reported that the council heard our additional appropriation request last night for the merchandise. And then there's 2 vandalism reports: graffiti at Hanson Park, cost of $30 to repair, and Walker Street graffiti. And then someone removed some of the food from our pantry and threw it over the fences in the garden. Cost to repair that was $40. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Any questions for Shannon?
The Patriot Park concession, have we made any headway?
Will and I are meeting with the concessionaire next week to negotiate a contract. So we bid that out twice, and because we've got 0 submissions, the law does allow us to negotiate a contract with someone. So I'm hoping by the March 6th park board meeting, we'll have a concession lease in front of you.
I was wondering if any thought went into offering the concession stand a non-for-profits.
We did look into that. We looked into the soccer club, kidpreneurs, the high school athletic teams, and nobody really has the capacity to commit to our schedule. So yeah, that was our first thought, but we just couldn't get any interest there either.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Shannon. Good report.
You're welcome.
Mr. Hoffman, Planning Commission.
Sir, the planning commission will be meeting next Tuesday
Okay.
at 6 o'clock.
Port Authority, I didn't attend, but I talked to Mr. Ferguson and he said their meeting lasts about 10 minutes and nothing for us. Mr. Glidden, Zoological Society.
The Zoological Society met last Tuesday and they are working on their summer setting dates for their activities, and I think they have to be okayed by Shannon for their brew at the zoo. So Shannon will know before anybody.
Yeah, we're working on a date with them. There's 3 dates being thrown around, so the major event license agreement for that should come across your desks here sometime in March.
Is that it, Mr. Needham?
That's it.
Attorney's report.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Any director's reports?
No, sir.
Mr. Glidden, Department of Finance.
I have the claims docket for February 21st. Municipal $42,149.65. And that is the total claims, $42,149.65. And I would move that we accept the claims docket for February 21st.
Oh, we can make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Oh,
I made
excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I second that motion, sir. Sorry about that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
I confused myself there.
Me too. I have the payroll number 3, 2024, 12124 through 2324, pay date 29. The total payroll, $65,845.89. I would move we accept this payroll claim.
Second that, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
I have the gifts and donations from the Port County Visitor Bureau donation, NSA BPA MOU. That's the baseball and softball memo of understanding, $10,000. Kroger, a zoo donation give back program, $79.46. And I would move that we accept these gifts and donations.
I'll second that motion, sir.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And we have no other business, no minor transfers, no credit card charges. So I'm done.
Thank you.
You don't need that.
Do we have any comments from the public? Any comments from the board? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn? Our next meeting will be March 6th at 5 o'clock here in this room.
Move adjourn.
Second.